Severe weather is possible for your Saturday with storms possible across parts of southern Ohio on Sunday. Good evening, forecaster Mark Spencer from Ohio News and Weather. It'll feel like summer next week as well, with some highs in the upper 80s to low 90s and some heat index values well into the 90s. And yeah, it's going to be some, well, you'd think it'd be pool weather, but actually we'll be dealing with some showers and storms by midweek. Taking a look at our temperatures outside this evening, it is still a mild one out there at 9:45. We still have some low 80s out there, otherwise upper 70s in most spots. A couple inland locations down into the low 70s, but it will be a mild night nonetheless. It'll be a little bit more on the humid side as well. And we are going to see some showers and storms develop overnight. Taking a look at our live storm track radar brought to you by Rural First. A couple showers out here across portions of northwestern Ohio. The rest of it is really over the lake, and that's going to stay that way. But we will begin to see some showers and storms kind of drift down here overnight tonight. Not expecting any severe weather tonight. It will be tomorrow afternoon, generally after about 2 o'clock, that we're looking at that. And we do have a slight risk for severe weather outlined here in yellow for much of northern and eastern Ohio. Around that, we have a marginal risk for severe weather. In the slight risk area, pretty much anything is possible. Some tornadoes, really isolated tornadoes at best. We'll talk about that in a second. Damaging winds are going to be the big threat, and some large hail is also possible as well. So let's take a look at our severe threats. Don't mind the text over there. We're still working out the bugs here. Again, isolated tornado threat, pretty low. Our wind threat's going to be the biggest thing. 60 to 70 mile an hour winds. We could see quarter to also perhaps up to $half size hail, some of the strongest storms. Flooding I have is low, but there is always the possibility for some brief flooding in spots, as these storms will put down a decent bit of rain in a short period of time. So remember, if you come across a flooded roadway, turn around, don't drown, and never drive through that flood water. You don't know what's left there as well. Let's take a look at our future radar. Here's overnight tonight, some showers and the storms moving through. They're going to pretty much be out of here by daybreak. And then here's our storms in the afternoon after about 2 p.m. Those are some big storms north to south on those things. Overnight Saturday night and early Sunday, not bad, but by Sunday afternoon, we will see showers and some storms develop there across portions of southwestern Ohio. Could get in the portions of south central and southeastern Ohio as well. But it's the storms up here Saturday afternoon when they develop. They're going to develop pretty quick, right around 2 to 3 o'clock or so. And at that point, those first few hours will be critical, and that will probably pretty much be where we see the large hail and perhaps that isolated tornado threat. But even as they move inland, especially across far eastern Ohio, as everything begins to transition to more of a linear or big damaging wind threat, we could still see some isolated tornado threat across east central Ohio. Also across east central Ohio, that's probably where we're going to see the biggest wind threat, especially off into Pennsylvania. So if you're traveling towards Pittsburgh on Saturday, there's definitely a bigger chance for wind out there. Be sure to stay with us here. Download our free Ohio News and Weather app if you haven't already, and that'll keep you updated on any of the latest weather alerts, and we will go live if we need to as well. So we'll be here for you too. All right, let's take a look at our future temperatures here going through the day on Saturday. Here's Saturday morning. Not too bad out there, but then we're going to warm up into the 80s by 4 o'clock. We'll be around 80 to 87 across the state. Saturday night will stay mild, upper 60s to low 70s out there. And then for your Sunday, we will be well into the mid 80s, I guess, across central and southern Ohio. A little bit cooler across northern Ohio, just a touch. But as we get into Monday morning again, still it's going to be pretty warm in the mornings, upper 60s to low 70s. Here's that heat here. We're going to be mid and upper 80s on Monday. And then as we go through the rest of the beginning of next week, low 70s for lows Tuesday morning. And then Tuesday is going to be a pretty warm day. We'll get into the mid and upper 80s. Could see a couple 90s out there as well. And let's go to Wednesday here too. Why not, right? Low 70s Wednesday morning, and then for Wednesday afternoon, once again, back up into the upper 80s. Could see some close to 90 out there. We do have to watch for a rain threat too. Here's our feel-like temperature here. So this is going to be the heat index as we go through the weekend and in the early next week. Out there at times could feel like the upper 80s on Sundays. Again, the humidity will be around. Same on Monday, upper 80s to low 90s perhaps, feel like. And then Tuesday and Wednesday will be our days where it's going to feel quite warm out there. Again, we do have to watch for a shower and storm chance on those days with a little disturbance moving through. That will likely change a little bit, so definitely stay tuned for the latest. If you're sneezing and sniffling and scratching your eyes out, well, that's pretty much why. I'm gonna tell you what, I forgot to update this, so it's not pine oak and sweet gum, it's grasses and tree pollen currently across Ohio. My bad, but we're generally gonna stay in the high category for the most part. Rain will help wash some of it out of the air. So you'll see in some spots some temporary reprieve, but it'll pretty much come right back, unfortunately, especially with that warmer weather out there. If you're looking to go to the pool, not the best of days here, unfortunately. The storm threat Saturday is pretty much going to make it poor, unless you really want to get in the morning, but otherwise, by the afternoon, not so good. Sunday, I left it at poor, but it's probably between poor and fair, depending on where you're at. If you're north, you're actually good. If you're south, I would go poor. If you're somewhere in central Ohio, it's kind of fair. Monday, we have fair as well for a little shower or storm activity in the afternoon in spots. And then Tuesday, right now, I put as poor because it does look like there's a disturbance that moves through. It could bring scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms across good portion of the state, so we'll keep it at poor for now. But you know what? We're gonna have some good chances for pool weather, I think, coming up too. Hey, don't forget, download our free Ohio News and Weather app to stay ahead of all of that severe weather we may get tomorrow. You can get the latest radar, hourly forecast, current conditions, the latest weather alerts, and much more. Be sure to download it today if you don't have it already. Have a good night.